Hello, welcome to another video by Moxie Marine. This video is the first in a series of quite a few videos I plan to make about installing an LS engine in a boat. So LS engines are the replacement for the Chevrolet small blocks, and they started hitting trucks around the year 2000. They were first introduced in Corvettes in 1997, I believe, in the LS1, and then the Camaros and Firebirds in 1998, maybe 99, and then they finally hit trucks in 2000. So an LS engine is a better design engine. I got another video on that I will link to in the description of this video. But I want to make this a short video and just kind of introduce what I'm doing. So there are four tasks or four obstacles that you must solve when putting an LS engine in a boat. One thing the GM did that was pretty brilliant was they, when designing LS engines, which was a new design from the ground up, they didn't hardly use anything with the old Chevrolet small block. But there was two things I did use, and one of them was the bolt pattern on the back of the engine will fit the old transmissions. So technically you can use like a turbo-hydromatic transmission or a power glide all the way back to 1955 on the back of an LS motor. So that's the bolt pattern that the transmission bolts up to the engine. But you still have to worry about how the drivetrain attaches to the flywheel on the back of the LS engine. And that's what I'm about to show you here. So what I have here, this is an LS flywheel. I bought it from Summit Racing. It's basically a replacement flywheel for the LS style engines, and it has a LS bolt pattern where it bolts to the crankshaft, which is underneath here. That's not what I'm trying to tell you. So that's a given because I bought a flywheel to fit an LS crankshaft. So what I didn't know is whether this coupler, this is a Mercruiser Alpha 1 Gen 2 coupler, if this coupler would fit on the back of this flywheel. I had a strong hunch it would, but I wasn't sure. So I bought the flywheel, and I've taken this Mercruiser coupler and I've set it on here. And as it turns out, my hunch is right. The bolt pattern on this flywheel exactly matches the small block Mercruiser bolt pattern from the standard small block engine. As a matter of fact, my hunch was that the bolt pattern is the same for a standard General Motors clutch. The reason being is when they manufacture something, why would they make it special for Marine when just about everything else in the motor is not special for Marine? It's a standard General Motors product. So my hunch was that they made the Mercruiser coupler to fit the bolt pattern of any standard General Motors flywheel, and I was correct. So I have this coupler bolted to the back of this LS flywheel. These are not the standard Mercruiser bolts. Actually, these are they're 3/8/16 threads, which these holes are threaded for 3/8/16, which is exactly the same as the Mercruiser, the bolts to hold this coupler on from Mercruiser. But these are not. So what I'm using, this is called a flathead bolt. It's got a tapered, conical taper to it. And by using these, it centers these three holes up on the hole in the flywheel. So I don't have to use the special shoulder bolts that Mercruiser supplies with their couplers. Now I am going to get the right bolt. So this just helps me make sure that this coupler can be concentric on this flywheel, and it is. So this turns out to be a very my hunch was right, and this turns out to be a success. So this obstacle. So there's one other thing I have to consider is the depth of this coupler behind the engine. So once I get the flywheel in the engine, or get the crankshaft in the engine, and the LS engine, and the flywheel bolted to it, and the coupler installed, I'm going to measure how far the nose of this coupler sticks out, and I'll compare it to the distance that the small block Chevrolet would be, and see if they're the same or close to it. I think if they're within a ½ an inch, it'll probably be fine. But it's better to be too deep than too shallow, in my estimation. So if it was too shallow, I would have to put maybe some spacers under here to space this coupler out a little bit. But right now, I'm pretty happy with the way things are turning out. It looks like this coupler bolts to this LS flywheel with no problem whatsoever. And so this part of this obstacle is, to me, in my estimation, is pretty much resolved. The other three obstacles are the cooling system, the fuel system, and the exhaust system for an LS engine to get in a boat. And I'll do separate videos on those once I have those resolved. But this is the first obstacle, and it's pretty much been resolved as I've shown here. So stay tuned with this. This is going to be a playlist of putting the LS engine in a boat. Stay tuned for this. It's been something I've been working on for a long time, or sort of a a new product line or a new theme that I'm trying to develop for my customers and my channel. And I think this is gonna be a pretty cool project. So stay tuned for this project, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please like my videos. It helps to get the view counts up. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.